there was a time, I'll be honest, probably about a week or two ago, where I was just like, I don't know if I can really do this anymore, because it's draining, and even to the point where like I try to ignore it.
All right, guys, welcome back to the NFG podcast, or No Fucks Given podcast, unfiltered and everything. Before we start, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe, and make sure to turn those post notifications on. And let's welcome our guest.
What's up, B Hizzle?
B Hizzle, B Heart.
Very excited to be here, boys.
I'm very excited to have you here.
I don't know whether to be excited or terrified, because normally I know what goes into these.
Yeah, normally
but I don't know what they're talking about. I genuinely don't know the questions, so please go easy.
Please go easy. Okay.
Don't go easy, but then go easy.
We'll try to ease into it.
We'll ease into it. All right. First off, I'm curious. When did you start getting into filming and editing? And how did you get into the business? Exactly.
So basically, what a lot of people might not know is I have a background in healthcare. So basically, like, I worked in a hospital for 3 years before like I actually came out to LA. Mm-hmm. And I have a Bachelor of Science in Clinical Laboratory Science and an MBA in Healthcare Management.
God damn.
So some might say that I'm semi-intelligent.
Oh, okay. So
yeah.
You talk about intelligence. Who do you think the most intelligent person is you've met, like, since you've been in LA, like in the social media scene, I guess? Like a really like
intelligent?
Like I don't know how to explain it. Like someone that you think is like.
Bro, I don't know how y'all do this. It is hot.
Yep, I'm telling you, your butt's gonna be sweating by the end of this, Brian. And
this is my face red? I feel like I'm a little overheating.
You're gonna understand our pain by the end of this.
It's okay. Wait. Where did you get a bubbly from?
Yeah,
I brought it from home.
Oh shit! You know, that kind of upsets me. I wish I had water, but it's fine. It's fine.
Ugh. So, dude, no, I'm. I don't know why I'm nervous, but it's weird.
No, you're good. It's okay.
So, basically, like when I was like working in the hospital and everything, I started like watching a bunch of like YouTube, like back when like Logan Paul was vlogging, and like Casey Neistat was like a huge inspiration for me, and I started like making YouTube videos, or no, I started just watching, and then like for whatever reason I was like, oh, this looks kind of fun. And this was while working full time in a hospial. Yeah. And like just trying to like, this was when it was like still like a hobby for me. Yeah. It wasn't like quite like a passion yet, but it was more of like a hobby. And I kind of just like bought like a little G7X and just started like making my own videos. I had no idea how to edit, nothing. And I bought like a drone, which was a really dumb purchase, because back then it was a lot of money. At least it is still a lot of money. But like right now it's like, I mean, they're expensive. They're not cheap, and it's like if you break it, it's like $2,000 gone.
No, yeah.
So I started doing a lot of like drone stuff, and I would like just go on random trips like by myself and like make videos and put them on my YouTube channel. I get like 10 views, and it's been like 10 hours making the video, but it was fine. No, it's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah,
it's okay.
And but in the process, I learned that I like being more kind of behind the camera than in front of it. I don't mind being in front of it, but like I like kind of the cinematography and the creative aspect. Oh, yeah. And then I met some people. And they were like, they would put together like videos of like different like apartment complexes in Dallas. And they were like, yo, we'll throw you some cash to do like a little drone video for this apartment building. And I was like, sure, why not? Yeah. And then I made like, it took me like probably 30 minutes there of like shooting and maybe like an hour to edit. And it was like a 1 minute video. And I made like $500.
Was that in LA?
No, that was still in Dallas.
Really?
Did you grow up in Dallas?
I grew up in Houston.
You grew up in Houston.
I grew up in Houston, and then went to school. Like up until I was like 18, I was like in Houston, and then after that, I went to school at Texas Tech in Lubbock for 4 years, and then moved to Dallas and got a job in a children's hospital.
Oh, nice.
So that was your job before you decided to move to LA and do
like this was like way before now. I wanted to do anything video related. And once
was this before you had your own channel?
Well, so I started my channel when I got like the G7X.
Oh, okay.
So I had like, again, I had no idea what I was doing, and I made this like, just made my own content, and like my friends at the time were like, I kind of forced them to be in it, but at the time, I mean, I was like, I knew no other people doing what I did. And then I got that one like real estate gig, and it was kind of cool. And they hired me for like a few more gigs, and I'm like, this is dope. I'm getting paid to make a video.
Yeah.
That is
Like at the time when I was
that's pretty
working
sick,
a full-time job in a hospital, and then getting paid extra cash on the side to make a video, like to
and
me
like
that
you
was
also,
really cool.
I mean, and I assume you enjoyed doing it too.
Oh,
Like,
well, yeah. I mean, it was a lot of fun. And I was like, and then by that point, I knew that I kind of wanted to work in like the social media space as I was watching all these YouTubers and like Peter McKinnon, Casey Neistat. And by that point, I knew that like LA was sort of the place to do that. Right?
Yeah.
And I knew no one in LA.
So who was your first connection that you made? Like, who do you think really helped you like get into?
I would say so. So like I left my job in Dallas at the hospital and I moved up to Colorado where my parents live. And then I spent like a month just trying to make connections in LA while living in Colorado, which is really hard when you're like literally not in the same
Yes. No,
state,
yeah. I mean,
let
I could
alone the
imagine,
same
yeah.
city. And from there, I was like just emailing like so many people and DMing so many people, like just different influencers and creators that I would follow or that I would find. And eventually I got like a few responses, but they weren't promising.
Yeah.
But then I decided, you know what? I had never actually been I'd never been to LA before, and I wanted to move here, but I'd never actually been here. Have you ever like wanted to move somewhere,
Yeah,
but you never
yeah,
actually
no,
lived
like,
there? Or, like,
That's
been
kind of
there?
how it was. I don't know. It felt like that when we moved back to California from New York. I don't know.
Yeah.
Even though like we had already lived in California, it's like I was like probably like 4. I don't even have memories before New York, to be honest. Like,
That makes sense.
but no, yeah, I can understand that feeling of like moving to somewhere you've never actually like, or it feels
Right.
like you've never been. You don't know shit about the place. Like,
Well, right. And it's like, it's just, I figured, I was like, I should probably just go visit, right? So I somehow reached out to this person who was like trying to just fill a room just temporarily. So I came out here for a week, rented a car, and then during that time, used that opportunity to try to meet more people and DM more people. And I hit up this dude named Mackenzie, and he's sort of like my day one. So his name is Mackenzie Day. I don't know his actual last name, but that's what he went by on Instagram. And he had worked with like Jake Paul, like Team 10,
shit.
and all of them, and done a bunch of like videos. Yeah.
back in the Team 10 days.
So
This
like
is a-
he
a
was
little while ago.
obviously very well connected, and I hit him up and I was like, yo, like I'm in LA for like a couple more days. Just name a time and place. Like I'll shoot for free, just for like,
Damn.
resume. And he said, yo, like I'm down. Meet me at this like it was like 10 p.m. on this parking garage in Hollywood, like the night before I was flying back to Colorado. And I was like, all right, cool, I'll be there. And we shot these like really cool like smoke bomb photos in Hollywood at like 10 p.m. And then went out that night. I told him what I was trying to do and like trying to like live out here. And he like gave me a lot of like really good advice. And it was my first, like that's like my day one, because then a week later I got an opportunity from one of those like people I'd emailed. It was a real estate agent. It's like, yo, I got this property in Malibu if you want to shoot it this weekend. Granted, it was Wednesday. And he wanted me to shoot. I was back in Colorado already.
Oh,
and he was like,
And he
yo,
wanted you to come back and shoot.
I packed my
in
car that night and I was on the road the next day and I was
You
like, yo,
drove? You
Mackenzie.
drove from
I did.
Colorado?
Yeah. I was like, yo, Mackenzie, I'm on my way.
you
And he was
drove
like, all right,
too.
cool. You can stay at my place in Glendale. And so I had a place to stay for a month.
Glendale, that's crazy.
Yeah.
The amount of memories at Glendale now.
Yeah. Well, I
compared to,
mean,
like, first time at Glendale.
Yeah, because that was like my first place
Yeah,
in LA. And so
that's crazy.
I like during that first month, like living with him, and he's like super well connected, and just getting to know him and meet all of like so many people through him allowed me to sort of meet everyone that I've met today. Because through him, I met this dude named Diamond. Through Diamond, I met Piper, and then through Piper, met Gavin.
I was just about to say, how did you end up meeting
Yeah.
Gavin? But
It was-
I still
it was
don't
through Piper.
necessarily understand because that was a while ago. That
How
was
long
like,
have you been in
that was
California?
back.
I've been here for 4.5 years.
4.5
Yeah, a
years.
little, yeah, about 4.5 years, I'd say.
Really?
May of
2018?
2018.
Damn.
Is that how long you've been living out here, or did you go to LA before that?
No, so my week visit was a week before I moved out here.
Oh,
Oh,
you
shit.
Because my move was
Oh,
so
yeah.
last minute. It was literally like I'll never forget like that night, because it was funny because that day I had actually just bought a new car because I had a 4Runner.
Yeah.
And so that day, it was like that Wednesday, after I'd already been back in Colorado after being in LA. I was back in Colorado for a couple days, and I switched out. I traded in my 4Runner, got the Kia that I had. It was more gas efficient. Yeah, you remember the Kia?
I do.
It was so much more gas efficient, and that's the night that I got that email. And then I literally packed up my car that night and then drove 10 hours the next day, and then the remaining 7 hours that Friday. And I didn't even go straight to Mackenzie's place. I met him at a photo shoot in Beverly Hills.
It's the first place you went was the photo
Literally
shoot.
the first place was like this.
What time was it when you got there? Like,
it was like 10 a.m. No, it was like 11 a.m.
Dang.
Well, it's because it was funny the night after, because I drove from Colorado to Utah. And then from Utah that night, I was staying at an Airbnb, and I just could not sleep that night because I was so anxious just to get here the next day. I woke up at 3 a.m. and just drove.
Dang. Did you have any like second thoughts about moving here? Or
100%.
Like, really?
yeah, I mean, I can imagine. I
Because,
feel like most people do
so,
when
like,
it's their first time.
Yeah.
Because my parents are very like traditional,
Yeah.
like old school, and my mom literally told me, I want you to have 2 things before you go out there: a place to live and a job lined up. I had neither of those. Well, I had a temporary place to live.
Yeah.
But I didn't have like a full-time like paying job.
Yeah.
I kind of told myself, I was like, okay, I'm going out here with the intent of not making any money for 3 months. And after the first month, I was making like money at this situation in Beverly Hills, which again, needle in a haystack kind of scenario.
Yeah.
But like that, because people ask me, oh, how'd you get your start? Well, my start is so rare and so unheard of that it rarely happens.
Like a lot of people who come to LA do it in like the same fashion where they don't have anything lined up, they don't have any connections, job.
You gotta have the connections prior to getting out here.
It ends up not going in
Because if you don't, then it's like LA will eat you up and spit you back out.
And I know damn well like you probably had to work very fucking hard to get to like
I mean,
a
because
substantial place.
I mean that first month, even like my first like, because I was like with Mackenzie, like he lives in New York now, but like during that first month, I was like basically his like right hand guy.
Yeah.
And within the first week, or no, even the first night, I helped him do a music video for Chad Tepper.
The first night.
You know Chad?
Yeah,
He's like
yeah.
a really good friend of mine now. And that first night, he was like, yo, I'm shooting a music video for Chad. Come through. I was like, all right, cool. So I went with him and we shot that. And then like the next day we went to like this house in Beverly Hills, which is the house that I ended up kind of living at for the next 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
I just had to yawn. I don't know why. I think it's because it's warm and I'm a little tired.
Yes.
But, Jesus, I feel like, I don't know. Sometimes I don't understand like how, you didn't get your, like when you came to LA, you didn't get an actual job at all.
No.
You weren't nobody's employee or anything.
No,
like,
I mean, I was literally freelance the whole time. Like
that is a crazy
I would
situation.
say, well, prior to Gavin, I was working with like Stro and Twan and all them, and I edited for Twan for about, I'd say like 6 months.
Really?
And but prior to that, I was editing for Gabby Hanna.
Oh shit! I remember you.
Like
used to
that was
edit
like a
for her,
couple
yeah.
months, and that was probably the first like consistent editing job that I had was her. And then I met like Stro and them and became really good friends with them. Started editing like with them and their team for a while, and then that was around the exact same time that I started working with you guys and Gavin. Like literally around the same time. And remember when Gavin would get so mad, he's like, "Oh, where are you going? Why aren't you here?" Because like I was going to like their studio. To, like,
Oh yeah,
remember
yeah.
that?
Oh my god.
Yeah, dude.
Bro
He would
just
get
brought
so
back
mad
a memory.
about that.
I
He
do
would get
remember.
So pissed off
He would literally
about
be like I'd be like, "Where'd Brian go?" or something, and he'd be like,
he would give me so much shit for it, so
yeah,
much.
I know.
But like, I mean, at the time, like
I feel like Gavin always has some sort of shit to
everyone's got to eat. You know, everyone's got to like make their bread. They got to do what they got to do, and like, I mean, I think it made me sort of better and more efficient at kind of doing what I do, like editing and filming and all that stuff. And it's my story is very, it's just so uncommon.
No, yeah, it takes responsibility.
Yeah.
It takes being smart, like to be and obviously like a lot of
driven.
Yeah, you have to have a lot of fucking
dedication.
Because like even the first like those 2 days, like imagine you're driving 17 hours. Well, I split it into 2 days, but just imagine driving 17 hours into a situation that you
don't know the outcome
literally
of.
you don't know how it's gonna work. You have no idea how it's gonna work. You
Most
don't know how
people
you're
would
gonna
say,
make
"Fuck
it.
no, I don't know what's gonna happen."
Yeah.
But like I told myself, I was like, I don't care how I'm gonna make it work, but I'm gonna make it work.
That's exactly
I'm
the
gonna do what I
mentality
have to
people
do.
need to have for
I'm gonna
that,
do what I have
though.
to do
That's
to
good.
just make it work because this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
And like I didn't. People would ask, "Oh, what's your plan B?" Well, I mean, I have like a sort of a fallback, but it's not what I want to do.
Yeah. It's
So-
like you have your one set goal and you worked for
There's
it.
only a plan
Right.
A. There's
What?
only a plan A.
Your plan B
For you,
is
there was
plan
only
A.
a plan A. Exactly. Your
Oh, they
plan
said
B
planet.
is plan A. No, not
like, what are you
planet.
talking about?
No, we ain't in outer space, Brian. But Sweet Home Alabama, Jesus.
Sweet Home Alabama.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
very
Speaking
curious.
of that, are you dating your sister, Brian?
What?
You have a sister? Wait,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
What'd you just ask me?
Nothing. No, nothing.
All right, all right,
What'd
change
you
the
say about
topic.
my sister?
Oh, that was about some TikTok I saw or something. But
What?
that was a while ago. He didn't know you had a sister though. That's crazy.
Yeah. Wait, you have a sister?
I do. She is a real estate agent in Dallas.
Oh, for real?
Well, it's funny because she worked in PR for probably like 2 years, and she hated it. She absolutely fucking hated it. And then she all of a sudden had like it was really funny, not funny, but like I'd say 8 months ago, she decided she didn't like it, and she quit that job, and she told herself she was gonna do like real estate stuff. And she worked at it, and she got her like certification and testing done, and now she's already sold like multiple homes.
That's crazy. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
So it's
Runs in the family, being driven.
yeah, literally going from a
That takes
clinical lab
discipline.
scientist
That takes
to
a
a
lot of
videographer
discipline.
and editor.
Jesus.
Talk
fuck.
about a 180.
I mean, that's crazy to think though. Like you could have been something completely different. You
Yeah.
could have been in
Well,
a completely different field.
I
Really.
mean, my original plan A when I was in like high school and college was to be a surgeon,
Yeah.
like a cardiothoracic
Dude,
surgeon.
I can't imagine you being a surgeon.
Yeah.
Really?
I can.
Your
but
mom
I
says that she
can't.
can't all the time.
Like
Okay, I
I
could
can,
see
but
it,
I
but,
can't.
like,
I don't know how to say it. Like
because we're so used.
because when I think
But
of
I'm-
doctors and surgeons, I just think of they're the people who open up your stomach or something, or like they.
But I'm so like logical thinking in black and white.
Yeah.
There's no gray area for me.
Yeah. No. That sounds like my dad almost. Like.
Like there's no gray area, and your mom
Yeah.
always says you gotta look at the gray area. No, I'm not gonna look at the gray
There
area.
is no
There's
gray
no gray
area.
area. It's just black and white.
Yeah. Exactly. And
But
at the end of the day, I don't know.
yeah, dude, you've changed a lot.
I
I've
know.
changed,
I
and
was
you've
about to
changed a
say
lot
since
too.
I first met you, like
What was your first impression of me?
it's so weird because like I don't even know how to explain it because I remember I was like on my Xbox and shit. This was back when I was like an introvert, like mad introvert.
Yeah,
Like
you were really quiet.
all I didn't speak to people. I had probably like 2 friends in school. Like I got bullied and shit.
Yeah.
Like so I just like would always go in my room and play Minecraft or some shit, or like hop on my Xbox, play Call of Duty. And I remember one night, my mom was like, "We're having someone come over to talk to Gavin about YouTube or some shit," and I was like, it was something along those lines. It was a while ago, so
Yeah.
it's a little foggy, but.
It wasn't that long. I mean, it was three and a half
to remember
years.
the exact words
Yeah.
a little bit, but no, and I was like, oh, okay, like, and I was just like, I'll just stay in the living room, like, and play my game, and you got there, and instantly I was like, who the fuck is this? Like,
Who the fuck is this?
Who's this? Who is this dude? He looks like 18. And,
Oh my god.
and then I figured out your age
Bro.
like a little while after that. I was like, what?
And the funny thing was you guys. That's when y'all lived in Yorba Linda.
Yeah.
And I think I lived. Oh, where was that? I want to say I was either in Beverly Hills or Hollywood at the time.
So weird.
At first, I went to your house. Took me almost 2 hours. And then I was there for like maybe 45 minutes and then drove another 2 hours back. And then since that moment, I've hated driving to Orange County. Hated it. I hate it. I hate driving in traffic. Like a couple of years ago when I
don't
did
know
live
who-
here,
I don't know
when I
who
didn't
does
live
that.
here,
Orange County traffic
like
sucks.
30
Orange County
minutes to
traffic
me,
is worse.
30 minutes of driving used to suck. Like I hated it, and now it's literally
And
am I every day.
now it's
I live
worse,
25
though. Like,
minutes from here.
Having to drive to OC now is like the freeways are always
bad.
clogged. There's always accidents. There's so many cops.
We were literally in that area today. Well, not quite, but it was like
A
it was
little
like
bit.
50 minutes to get there, and then an hour 10 to get back.
Yeah.
50 minutes,
Yeah.
really?
Bro, from the
It's
other
only supposed
day,
to take like 40.
The other day, we drove from Beverly Hills to here. It took an hour 40.
Yeah. Cali traffic's just.
It was 35 miles, and it's like an hour and 40
And
minutes.
the traffic from like let's say Hacienda Heights to wherever over in LA, like Beverly, for example, like you
Yeah.
said, like that distance is similar to the distance from here down to OC, but like it takes so much longer to
Yeah.
get into
Yeah.
LA because
Yeah.
the traffic there is like twice as bad as like
Cali
OC
traffic's
traffic.
just bad in general.
Yeah, like, in
you
general,
had
it's
traffic
pretty
at like
bad.
11:50 last night.
Yeah,
Like, on the way home.
It was because I was like, oh, well, like I'll make it home before 12, and I was like, oh no, I won't, because literally there was one lane.
Yeah.
Like all the lanes were shut besides
At what
one
time?
lane. It was like,
It was like 11:40, 11:50.
Really?
yeah,
Wow.
it was like, yeah.
That's usually takes like no time to get home.
No, I know.
Yeah, that's
Normally
what
it
I
takes
was-
me like
it was
Yeah.
unexpected
30
as
minutes.
fuck.
It's not bad at all.
Yeah, like when I lived downtown, it was usually like average like 30, and on like a bad day, it was like 40, 45. If it was literally like during traffic
No,
hours.
but also at the Yorba Linda house.
Are you gonna drink that?
Yes, that's why I'm holding it, because I'm trying to make sure no one takes it.
I'm gonna
from
need
me.
another packet then.
That was the Jake.
Was this his?
I give it to him.
Oh, that sucks, bro.
That's my present.
We can share half.
Oh,
and
we can
half.
share. All right.
It's not gonna be the same.
What's your point?
You gotta have your
We're
own.
sharing a drink.
You can't have your
I
cake
mean-
and eat it too.
I never. I've heard that phrase so many times, and I
don't know what it
understand
means. I don't know what it means
Okay,
either.
so it's
I
not
just was
you.
saying it for
What
no
it-
reason.
No, what does it mean?
I pulled it
Can't
out my
have
ass.
your cake and eat it too.
I don't under.
You
someone.
can't. No, please, someone. Tell
Somebody
me what
needs to
that means.
explain
Can't have
what
your
that
cake
means
and
at
eat it
some
too.
point
You
in the
can't-
comments.
So like,
Comments.
imagine this is your cake,
Yeah.
and
He's giving me his phone
and
as the
imagine
physical
you
embodiment
can't
of cake.
have it and eat it too. Or so you can only have it, but you. I don't understand it. It
I
doesn't
think
make
it's
any
saying
sense.
like it's double. I feel like it has something to do with
Oh,
double
'cause
standards.
usually-
Like
that makes sense. Double standards. Yeah.
Have your cake
Like you
and
can't
eat
have
too.
someone do something and then expect them to not do it to you too, because like that would mean it's only benefiting you.
Yeah,
Like
I
type
usually just
situation.
say
I don't know.
I usually just say it's
My
not a
head
one-way
hurts.
street.
Yeah, exactly. Like who the fuck says like people in the UK? You can't have your cake and eat it too. like I'm
What?
sorry, I don't hear people say
Why
that.
do you use UK people as an
Yeah.
example?
Why?
Because I just think of like Queen Elizabeth cake. Like I feel like it all relates. What's
Yo.
up, Gavin? Gavin, do you have anything to say about Brian on this podcast that you think some fans need to know?
What do you have? for
I want
me?
some spicy stuff.
I can still hear you. Bro, just share with the class. Come on.
Share it with the class.
Please.
Wait, what? What?
Secrets don't make friends, Gavin.
Yo, Brian. Okay, so
Oh boy.
I've got a question.
Oh, dude, he's smiling.
I don't like where this is going.
So who's right?
We're not putting that
No.
in. No, for real.
Talk about it.
All right, so just say
You have an ex.
we didn't even like
We didn't even.
we went on like 2 dates.
That's like. That's like.
All right,
me.
That, she
how
wasn't
long-
like my girlfriend.
How long was the connection with you and her?
Probably no more.
Okay,
than
when
a
was
month.
your last girlfriend?
Oh, not even a month.
like legitimate relationship?
Legitimate relationship.
Do you really want to know?
I might.
How many relationships have
I
you
don't
been
know.
in?
Like serious ones, like 2.
Oh, shit.
That's a good thing.
Like
though.
serious,
good
serious,
thing.
serious ones, like 2. My last serious one was, I mean, it was when I was living in Dallas. So it was,
Oh, that was a
yeah, not even in
while
LA.
Damn.
Like literally
Well, 'cause
not
I
even
feel like
in LA.
ever since you moved here, you've just been on your grind.
Well, yeah, that was it. Hey, boys, you want to share it with the class? Feel free.
Brian sounds like a teacher,
Bro.
like a elementary school
Literally
teacher.
every day. Every day.
Would you like to share with the
I feel
class?
like
No, for real.
If Brian looked older, I could see him being a teacher.
I could see you being a teacher when you're in like
I
your
couldn't- I
70s
can't be
or
a teacher.
80s.
Why? You don't have patience with kids.
Yeah,
not that.
facts.
Oh, that's
I
part
just-
of it.
No, I mean, maybe.
Imagine 100 Gavins.
Oh, no. I'm
Oh,
out.
you'd
I'm
lose
out.
your shit.
No. I'm good. No, Mike. No, but so back to like when I moved to LA, like you said earlier, like with having no sort of like permanent, consistent income lined up, like I knew that I had to like work. And
Work.
yes.
And twerk.
No,
that booty.
no. And I
If
knew
it came down to it, would you work at a gentleman's club?
A pole dance.
absolutely not.
Never.
Dude, they
Would
make
you?
bread.
If it really came down to
Dude,
it,
if it
I was
really-
at the last of my lines. I think me and Gavin both would.
He goes.
Gavin's like,
he
"Don't put
goes,
that shit in
nah.
me." He's
He's capping, but I think if it
But
really
no,
came
so
down
like
to it, that's
when
bread.
when I moved out here, like I knew that I want to be like I need to be kind of established and financially stable before I really start seriously pursuing anyone, because like I was in my previous like 2 like serious relationships, I value the time that is spent with that person. And I literally tell like Gavin and Teresa all the time, and you probably, like, because they're always like, oh, you need to find a girlfriend. Why don't we have a girlfriend?
You don't have
if
time.
I probably do, but then if I had a girlfriend, you guys would never see me because I'd probably be with that person the majority of the time.
Motherfucker gonna be a simp if he dates someone.
It's like
I'm
and
not a simp,
It's
Landon.
like all the free. Well, yeah, we can obviously tell he's had opportunities and turned them down.
Yeah,
Pretty recently.
Exactly.
There's a few I can think of.
oh, I don't remember. I don't know.
That's fine.
A couple photographers,
Oh my god. We don't need to get into
I won't
that.
say nothing.
We
I
don't
won't
need
say
to.
nothing. Oh.
Okay, that's getting cut out.
Okay.
No names. No names. We're like, no.
No name.
no.
So
there was a photographer that you were in the talks with, or that was like it was something in the air.
Brian was.
But
in
there was no
cahoots.
talks. It was all one-sided.
Brian's
It was like,
heart
oh,
was
this person
throbbing.
thinks you're cool. I'm like, okay, cool. I don't feel the same way.
Brian on that pimp shit.
Excuse me, sir.
Yo, turn your ringer off, bro.
Okay.
Oh, never mind.
So for the amount of time, so you've been filming for how long? Like filming and editing for people?
For like overall,
yeah,
like full-time,
full time.
I mean, really, ever since I moved out here. So
like 4.5.
4.5 years.
So 4.5 years. In that time, so
Uh-huh.
I like haven't been around for that long. Like I haven't really
Right.
been in the industry, but like I've also experienced so many like either really good people in the industry and good experiences, and some really like shitty experiences. Like this kid's a joke. What is like? You don't have to say names, but can you tell me like a time where like how do I say this? Is there a time where there's like a person where you're like, bro, like never again? Like, is there a really bad experience that you've ever had with filming and editing?
As far as people who do what I do,
No,
Like working
as the
with-
people you're working with, like
Like who's
in
like
general.
Have
Oh,
you had
like
bad
I-
experiences working with people?
Yeah.
work. Yes, absolutely.
What were they like? What were they like?
So
I'm
I've
so
worked
curious.
with people who are unnecessarily and over the top picky and so critical on like feedback and notes on edits. And I mean, I've worked with people who like have no feedback and are super chill and super grateful
Yeah.
with whatever I'm giving them. And I've had people who literally like, I won't say the name of the person, but I'll give the scenario.
Yeah.
They gave me, so they needed a video to come out. So it was a Thursday, and their videos went out Friday. And they don't do premieres, so they just like uploaded them. It was around like 3 PM is when they normally upload. They gave me the footage at 9 PM on the Thursday night and needed it by the next day. But then there had to be like time for revisions and feedback because that person always had a lot of feedback. Like
were
paragraphs
they the
of
type of
notes.
people where like you wish you could just be like, if you like have this in, why don't you just do it? Like,
Well,
were
they did, but prior.
Oh, really? Oh, that's
this person,
why.
they edited their own stuff prior to like me being their editor. So like when you have that experience and that knowledge, you're kind of more prone and able to be more particular
Yeah.
and describe exactly what you want.
Because you know you've been through it.
Exactly. And so they gave me the footage 9 PM the night before. I went home and those edits took like 8 to 10 hours. And I stayed up all night and I did my best. And I went to bed at like 7, 8 in the morning, sent them the edit. I slept for like 2 or 3 hours. I woke up to an onslaught of messages like, this is terrible. This needs to be redone. This is awful. Like, why didn't you cut this? That like just ongoing messages. You know, like that pit feeling in your stomach you get when someone's
Yeah.
just like not belittling you, but like making you feel like a piece of shit.
Yeah.
That's the feeling that I had because I just stayed up all the night, like the whole night before, and it was at that point I knew I was like, this probably isn't the best person to keep working with, and eventually, shortly after, we parted ways. But you know,
I think I know who this is.
You probably do.
I
Yeah.
have no clue.
'Cause, I mean, I've told.
I can understand.
But then I've had people that are like really, really
yeah.
great to work with. But I mean, it depends on who they are and what the project is, and if they have any sort of previous experience with giving notes and feedback and revisions. Because some people don't know what to look for. They're like, "Oh, this looks great," but like if you get to someone who does know, they'd be like, "This sucks. This is a
Yeah.
piece of crap."
They're super picky with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, can you please just whisper to me who it is? Because I'm so curious. I have no clue who that is.
Exactly.
I feel like he does.
They're a little. They've gone off the deep end as of late.
Oh,
That's all I'm
yeah.
gonna say.
Fact.
Falling off.
Not.
Fact.
I mean, I wouldn't say that, but there's just.
You know when people have like a very high point, like where they're part of a spot.
Oh yeah,
right?
because when I was editing
Yeah.
for them, like they were getting like really
Yeah.
good views, like
Yeah.
really good views.
And then some of those people just fall off. And
Oh,
people are like, what
they
happened
hit
to
their
them? Like,
climax. Gotcha.
yeah, basically.
yeah.
But who do you think is your biggest inspiration? Like that you've met in LA? Like, is there anyone who you like look up to, or no?
I mean, well, so I will give one story. You know, the Coach sign, the neon Coach sign that's in the entertainment room,
oh yeah.
the one that I sold you guys.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I bought it from someone, and so this person, well, I'll just give their name. It's Jeremiah. Jeremiah, yeah. He goes by that one blonde kid on Instagram. He's done like videography work for like the Chainsmokers, like consistent like work. He's worked with them for like years. Like that dude is like definitely one of like my biggest like. I drew a lot of inspiration when I first started doing like videos and stuff, and I actually, he was one of the people that I DM'd prior to living in LA before I moved even out here, and he responded back then, and then moved out here, right? And then I never met the dude until I saw that he was selling that neon sign, and I was like, oh, it's kind of a cool opportunity. I could use a neon sign. It looks dope, and I get to meet this guy who I've looked up to for a couple of years, and I mean, getting to meet him and kind of like hear his story and explain what I'm doing and just like meet someone else like in the industry who does something very similar is like kind of cool. And, like,
When was this? When did you buy that
it was
sign?
probably like 2 months ago.
Oh, really?
It was recent.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
Damn.
yeah.
I
Yeah,
thought you
like
were
recent.
talking
I
about a
bought
while
it,
ago.
and of course I bought it, and it fit in my old apartment. But then I moved, and I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna have room for this in my new place. So, yeah, Teresa wanted it, and I was like, all right, cool. But yeah, him, and then obviously I have like other people who I look up to who I've never met before.
Yeah.
Well, actually, there was one other guy, Rory Kramer. He's Bieber's videographer.
Yeah, I think
I met him
remember.
a couple of years ago. He probably doesn't remember me, but like it was a very brief meeting. But I met him at that house in Beverly Hills that I was living at.
Oh,
There was
shit,
like this.
really?
It was like a party that we had at the house, and there were a ton of people there, and he was there, and I just went up and like introduced myself, and that was pretty much it. Haven't talked to him ever since. But I mean, that's kind of how I view myself with Gavin. Is like Rory to Bieber is like me to Gavin, and that's sort of like the long term kind of end game that I see with Gavin.
Yeah.
And our working relationship.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's because it's like when you think about people who have editors, like a lot of the time people don't like editors don't necessarily become part of someone's family the way you have. Like, if
Yeah.
that makes sense. Like,
I mean,
like,
well,
I don't
yeah.
know. I
Yeah,
feel
you're
like
really close
Like everyone's very
to
close
this
with
family.
you.
Yeah, I mean, because editing,
with you.
it's something you can do it remotely.
Yeah.
But also when it's like when you're filming as well, like you got to be in person,
Yeah,
right?
of course.
And when me being around all of this for 3.5 years, there's been a lot of crazy shit that's
Yeah.
happened over the last 3 years.
Yeah.
And just, I mean, as a videographer and editor, I see it all. I hear it all.
You see people come in and out.
The good and bad, the ugly, the crazy times, like the good times, the good moments, the really psychotic ones.
There's
Breakdowns
a lot of-
included.
Yep. For
So,
sure that.
I think just, yeah, I mean, it's definitely allowed me to to become like close with you guys because I mean I'm with you guys more than I'm literally with anyone else.
Yeah, no, I feel like sometimes I feel like I wonder if Brian like goes out when he goes home. Like,
No, yeah,
like I wonder where
like-
Brian goes sometimes.
I'm
Like when he's not
Brad's
here.
a lot. I'm like, does he like
Yeah.
have his own life out of this?
Yes and no.
Yes
I mean,
and no?
well, ever since like when I was like working with like Stro and all them, I was really close with them. I'm still really close with them,
Yeah.
but like their group, they all used to like kind of live together. They like lived in one house, and now they've all kind of not parted ways, but they all kind of live separately.
Yeah.
Like, they moved this way, or someone moved to Florida, or whatever. And I think like those are like my like really good friends that are sort of my age. I consider
Yeah.
like those like my generation friends.
Yeah.
And all of you guys are like your friends, but you're obviously a lot younger.
No, yeah, no,
it
I
makes
completely
sense. I
understand that.
So it's nice when I get to like, hang out with people my own age as opposed to 15, 18-year-olds every day.
Yeah, no, that's honestly how I see it too. Like, I don't know, like there's like, for example, like Solo Flow, I think is a good example. Like,
Yeah.
like I'm close with him and like he's
Yeah.
a great friend and all, but like I see him as like
How old is he?
I think he's
19.
20.
Is he 20?
No, he's 20 now.
19, 20?
He's 20
I think
now.
he's
'Cause
20.
When we first met him, he was 18.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah. But he seemed a lot younger when we met him.
Yeah,
Like
he did.
way, I think he was like, he was 17 or 18.
He was a lot younger for sure, and I could tell he was a lot younger. Like he looks different now, he acts different, like all that shit. But
Yeah.
like that's how I compare it. Like I have my friends like Landon, like fucking Nathan, and
Yeah,
all like
because you have like your friends who are like in the industry,
Exactly.
and then friends who are not in the industry.
exactly, literally, and then
Because you got to have that separation.
yeah, no, you have to. You can't like just hope and pray that every one of your friends you've met while working in the industry aren't just there for ulterior motives. Like I don't know, that's how I view it. Like I wouldn't like, because a lot of people I feel like they have like, especially young kids, young influencers who
Yeah.
are in school and then blow up on TikTok, for example, or some shit, and then they make all these new influencer friends. Like I don't know, just like for example, Addison Rae, Chase Hudson, like that whole group and shit.
Oh, yeah.
Like they all became close, like Bryce Hall and shit.
Well, yeah, they started out in literally
but it's like-
two big houses.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when you think about it, before any of them blew up, they all were normal kids with like normal friends and shit.
Oh, yeah.
Low-key. I mean, except like Bryce. Like Bryce has always kind of had like a platform, even on Musically and shit.
Oh, yeah, that's true. He did start out there.
But, yeah, but like, he. Like those people used to have day ones, and how I view it is like I want to keep my day ones. Like
Yeah.
I want my day ones to be like part of what I do, if that makes sense.
Oh,
Like,
absolutely. But then it's funny because like even some of the people that I've reached out to prior to moving to LA, like one of them, there's this one girl, her name is Emily. She lives in Canada, but at the time she was out here a lot, like working with Jake Paul and Team 10 and all them, and that's how I saw her. And of course, I like DM'd her prior to moving out here, and then we over the years, like we kept in touch. And then when she came to visit, we actually met like in person. And then like because she's a photographer and she does like video stuff as well. But it's nice also having those sort of friends who do the same thing, but don't necessarily like they kind of just pop into LA like every so often. And,
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean it's interesting how like things just kind of come like full circle sometimes,
Yeah.
especially with people you meet and that don't really know what their impact is. It might not be like an immediate impact, but it could be like a couple years later. You never know.
Yeah.
Everyone knows everyone in the industry is so small. Like I feel like you're literally just like it's the world a small place.
No, I
Oh, yeah.
agree. I honestly
Small
thought,
world.
I thought
Yeah.
the industry, I was like, damn, bro. I'm like, at first I was like, this is like, I feel like there's a lot of people. I feel like it's very hard to get in contact with each other. And then like in the first like couple of months, I'm like, bro, like everyone knows each other one way or another. Like there's not it's like basically like,
I'm gonna talk about because I don't really give a fuck, but I have a good example of that, and it is when, so basically,
Hold on, who's vacuuming? All right. What?
Huh?
What?
oh nothing.
Why do you look
I
suspicious?
took a sip of your bubbly.
Oh, I don't care.
Yeah,
That's fine.
I waterfalled it. You're good.
You know,
you don't have to
hygiene.
worry about the vid.
Monkeypox.
Hey, you can't say that. We're gonna get.
Oh yeah. I'm
Demonetized.
sorry. You didn't hear that.
Actually, I don't even know what the fuck monkeypox is. I'm
Wait,
not
you
even
can
gonna
get
lie.
well,
see.
you know what smallpox is?
No.
Okay,
No,
well,
like I don't really, well, teach. This is a good teaching opportunity for me because
know what chickenpox is.
you used to be a medical
Yeah,
professional.
but I wasn't a doctor.
You were a medical professional.
I
of some
worked in a
sort.
hospital lab.
Okay, I bet you know what monkeypox
I rarely
is.
saw patients.
What is monkeypox?
Give us a lesson.
I mean, I only know from what I've looked up over the last 2 days about.
Do you
what
get
it is.
monkeypox from monkeys?
Well, that's where it originated from. But like that's how some human must have gotten it from.
Well, yeah, because
Again, I'm speaking on something that I literally have no idea. But it's all I know is.
Did they not teach you this?
I mean, probably, but again, that was years ago. I don't remember it.
Come on, Brian.
Well, no, like
What
the classes
happens
I
if one of
took-
your friends?
I took like
what happens if a friend is
virology and-
you and your friend are in the African jungles? You get bit by a chimpanzee. What are you doing if you get back to America and he has monkeypox?
Well, usually
You gotta be there
prior
for
to
your
going,
friend.
prior to going, if you're smart, you get all the vaccines needed.
But if a monkey bites you, the vaccine's not gonna do shit. You're infected. That's a
That's
wild
the point
animal.
of the vaccine,
No,
supposedly.
vaccines are for like airborne things, aren't they? Like
No, I mean it's
the chance of a vaccine fighting off like a virus though is way higher if it's like airborne though, right? Besides like
I
other
mean,
than
regardless, no, it's if you
let's
get
say
it or
there's a
not.
monkey with monkeypox though, it bites you. You're screwed. Theoretically.
I don't. Well, no. The thing is, monkeypox. I read this, so I don't know if it's 100% true. I read it that it's not nearly as fatal as smallpox.
Is it?
It still hurts. Like you get like blisters and stuff, and
Yeah,
like,
I
fever,
saw a
rash,
picture. It looked
nausea.
like it was like
and they're
pimples.
extremely
It looks-
painful,
yeah, it
and it
looks
usually goes away within
disgusting.
like a week or two.
I started
But it
getting
can like
scared.
scar your skin. It can literally scar.
That's
you.
what I read too, and I started getting scared because I swear I got
It's
like a
very.
pimple on
It's
my arm.
No, I
not.
get it.
It's very unlikely that it'll. That like it's fatal, but it's still. I mean, I wouldn't want to get that.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to get it either.
I told my roommate last night. I said, the first time that I hear about an acquaintance of mine getting it, done. I'm not leaving my apartment.
No, same.
No, I don't want to get that.
Once cases go up in Cali,
COVID was another situation. Like,
Right,
like
but, like-
everyone made it seem
like,
scary, but
it
it's really
wasn't-
just another version of the flu to
Yeah,
me.
but
Like that's what it felt
monkeypox,
like.
it's like physical.
Yeah, like that's literally like it's
blisters and-
altering your body.
I don't want
Yeah,
my skin to
that's
be
gonna
permanent.
hurt,
I don't
bro.
want my
Like, if
skin
it's
to be
scarring, you
permanently
know it's
damaged.
not
I don't
a
want to
good
deal
thing.
with that.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Like that. I don't know.
I don't know. I just I've dealt with COVID twice. It was like the flu. I don't want to get it again, but like I'd rather get COVID again than have to deal with monkeypox.
Yeah, same.
Honestly.
To me,
Yeah.
COVID's like low key just another cold.
Because I can't lay in my
Well, right,
bed with
but like
monkeypox comfortable.
everyone's body like experiences it differently.
That's true.
You know, it's like not everyone's gonna have the same
Yeah,
symptoms.
but
I know people who are like a little bit younger than me, like older than you guys, but like this one person, I see him on Instagram. He has what I think it's called like long COVID, but it's like long term, or it's like residual COVID that lasts for months.
Yeah, 'cause I've
and it's
heard
like
that.
it's like debilitating. Like
No,
you
yeah.
can't do anything.
No, my mom like still ever so often like she's negative and stuff, but ever so often like couple days she can't smell or taste anything.
Yeah, ever since I had it, I feel like I don't know, whenever I go to the gym, I feel like I'm just not, my body's not the same
You probably
as
lost
it was before.
because I feel like it breaks down like
I feel like I just get like winded like way easier.
yeah, but I feel like it breaks down a lot of the parts of your body. Like it just breaks down your immune system badly. And
I mean, it could.
I mean,
But,
for
like,
me, it
his
felt
was
like
It's
bad.
been like
for
2
me, mine
years.
was
Yours was
Like,
bad.
I
I mean,
lost a lot
mine
of weight.
was.
I lost all my muscle.
To
like,
explain it, this motherfucker had the physique of me after
like,
COVID.
I don't even know if it
Well,
was
I had
that
mine.
bad.
I had mine pretty
I
early.
don't even know if it was. I think it was worse, bro.
Probably
like, I was
worse at
so
this
skinny.
point.
Mine was
No, it
early.
was bad.
It was like July,
Yeah, you got
like
yours.
2020,
Yeah, you got yours
way earlier than everyone.
I think the first time I had COVID was before COVID.
I was
like,
You got
here when I
yours.
had COVID
It was like
first.
last year. It was like August of last year.
Yeah, but it was at this house. You had yours at the Arcadia house.
It was
Yes.
August
Yeah.
of last year.
Him. Yeah, his.
No. When did we go to the Bel Air house or no London Hotel?
That was August of
That
last
was
year.
August.
Yes.
What the fuck?
Dude,
It was
time,
August of
time
last
flies,
year.
eh?
No
As
way.
Drizzy Drake would say, time flies, eh? I swear to God.
That's weird.
I know. Like sometimes I think back. Literally, I forget who I was talking to about this the other day. It might have been like my mom, but or maybe it was you. I was talking about how like it feels so weird because I feel like so much shit has happened, but it like when you look back on it, you think like, wow, shit, all that really did happen really quick. Like
Yeah.
from the moment I met you at the Yorba Linda house, for example. Like I
Yeah.
feel like, fuck, that was a while ago, but doesn't feel
It doesn't
like
feel like that long.
Like,
Well,
it feels
I remember,
like, fuck, time just
I remember
flew.
when like I hit like the 1 year mark of working with you guys, and I'm like, dang, I wonder like, I mean, because I always, again, I'm in it for like the long game,
Yeah.
and I'm not just like, I mean, I've experienced like so many like a lot of good things, a lot
Yeah.
of bad things, and it's like I've obviously, I mean, I'm loyal to you guys are loyal to me, and it's like why abandon that now,
Yeah.
so to speak, and it's
Yeah.
just like, I mean, literally, I've seen like there's a lot of people, and I tell Teresa this every day. There's a lot of people who do what I do, who would have been gone a long time ago.
Yeah,
from all
because-
this stuff that's happened.
No, yeah, I
that and
understand
like
that.
just you also have to think that there's a lot of people who come around like
So much drama.
No,
oh,
no,
it's
the-
fucked.
So
Like,
much.
Like
Remember-
I can understand
Remember
that. For
last
sure.
year when I like disappeared for like 3 or 4 months, and then all of a sudden I hopped into like that Goat Fam video?
Maybe.
All right, but dude, all the drama, dude. I'm sorry.
I remember.
Yeah,
I remember because he told me he was gonna take a fat
I
break from coming to
understood.
the house and stuff because there was so much
So much
drama
just
back
stuff
at the
happening.
time.
Yeah,
like-
I don't understand how you do it for that long because I literally had to take like
Well,
a
I
2-3
mean,
months.
what
Well,
I
like-
I try to like when I go home, like I try to just kind of compartmentalize. Like, okay, when I'm here, it's like work mode. When I go home, it's like okay, chill. And I just, yeah, a lot of people ask me like, how do you do it? How do you deal with it? And I mean, honestly, I try to just like obviously I see it, I hear it. I mean, there's no way to avoid it. But I just know that there's so many better things that I could be doing with my time and my mental capacity than focusing on, oh, this person said this to this person. Who the fuck cares?
Yeah, exactly.
No, for real.
And that is one of the
Like,
biggest
no,
reasons why.
it does not matter because like that person, if they said this or did this, great.
Okay,
That,
and?
like, yeah, okay. I mean, what do you want? What do you want? A cookie?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what about it?
But literally, like that's the reason, like I have met him, for example, and like a lot of my friends outside of social media that I've just met from being, out and about. Because like all the times I've met all these people was when I was just like days where I've left the house because I just didn't want to fucking deal with drama. Like when I'm leaving the house, it's because I don't want to fucking deal with shit. Like it's normally when shit's going on. My mom notices especially. She's like, "You've been going out a lot lately. Like, are you stressed?"
Well,
and I'm like,
and
"Yeah,
even like
I am."
there
Like,
have been, because people probably assume, or they can assume, or whatever. Maybe they think, maybe they don't think about it. There have been a few times when shit's hit the fan, and I'm just like, I'll think to myself, is this worth it? Is me, like, is it worth it to me to put myself through this again? Because the chances are, if it happened once, it can happen again. And it's clearly happened a few more times, like ever since the first time that just things have fallen apart with this person or that person. And I mean, there was a time, I'll be honest, probably about a week or two ago, where I was just like, I don't know if I can really do this anymore, because it's draining, and even to the point where like I try to ignore it the best I can.
Sometimes it's impossible.
you can ask-
I'll just
this
try to
kid,
bury
like-
my head down and work and just edits and whatever. And I'll put like, even if I hear stuff going on, I'll just put like AirPods in. And
That's
just,
literally what
just do
was
it that
going
way.
on for me too. I was ranting to you about it. I was like, bro, like there's so much shit going on right now. Like I'm stuck in my fucking room. Like I was so pissed off because I had COVID and I had to deal with all that shit.
Yeah.
Every second, like getting a call about this thing, a call about the next. This person
'Cause
saying this
I
to
hate,
that. Like,
I hate feel like I'm not one to like quit. Like I
Yeah.
hate starting something and then not.
but you
seeing
can't
it
help
through
but
or not
feel like,
finishing
oh
it.
shit, this shit is literally draining every ounce of like.
Well, and also it's
The
not
environmental
draining
energy.
from me,
But it's
but
the
watching
environment,
it
too.
drain
It's like-
everyone else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's
I've
the
seen it
environment.
drain so many people so many times, and it's the same like fucked up chaotic cycle every single time.
I know.
It ends the same way every time. Literally every time. And it's like, okay, maybe this will be the last time. Maybe this person will learn their lesson. Maybe we'll all just move on and focus on our own shit.
Yeah, and it's like
You know?
there's always someone, and whenever any sort of drama gets started, that can't like
let it go.
let
Just
some
drop
shit
it.
go. I feel
Yeah.
whatever party it may be, like it always seems like people just don't like to let things go,
And then-
especially in this industry, especially with kids and parents. Like,
Oh my God. I said to someone the other day, I don't remember who or what context, but I said, it's going to be really funny when everyone, like you guys and everyone that Gavin's been around over the last 3 years, when everyone is 18, they're all just going to hang out. Literally, I'm calling it now. Everyone is going to come back full circle. They're going to make amends and they're going to be like, damn, do you remember how like crazy our parents were?
No, yeah. At the end,
They're going to find that to be relatable.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I feel like a lot of like friendships and like bonds that people have in the industry, like overall, just get broken down just because of
agree.
like
Yeah.
business
I've had so many
levels or
friendships
just, like,
and
the
relationships
parents.
fucked up because of it.
It
Like,
is,
it's-
and unfortunately, I'm having to deal with both sides, and I'm witnessing both sides happen. I won't name names, but I've had probably 3 or 4 different parents call me.
Hold on. Before we get into this, let's wrap up the video part, in my opinion.
Oh man,
But
that sounds good.
we're gonna wrap this video part up, but we are gonna be continuing this on all what's the platform called? I don't know. We're gonna be streaming platforms like Apple Music, Spotify, etc. I'm getting the hang of
Make
this.
sure to go check out NFG on Spotify and all other audio-only platforms. And if you want to hear the next like 10 minutes of this podcast, go do
it's
that.
gonna be longer than that.
Oh, it
However
is.
long
If you want to
this
hear
shit
all the
goes,
stories
like,
about the moms,
I got a
drama.
lot of
he's
stuff
got
that
a
I
lot
haven't
of
said.
shit to spill. I can tell.
But yeah, we will see you guys soon. Adios.
Peace.